Ladies and gentlemen, in a world full of dreams and distractions, we often fall into the trap of postponing our ambitions. We say, I'll start tomorrow, when I'm ready, when things are better. But tomorrow is a myth. The truth is, success doesn't wait for you to be ready. It demands you to begin. Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba and one of the most inspiring entrepreneurs of our era, teaches us that success is not about having the perfect plan. It's about starting with what you have and trusting the power of action and learning. Today, I'll share with you two powerful lessons inspired by Jack Ma's journey. Lessons that reveal why waiting is dangerous, why perfection is a trap, and why you must act, learn, and move now. Jack Ma believes that many people fail not because they are untalented or unlucky, but because they keep delaying their journey. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect plan, which rarely, if ever, arrives. In Jack Ma's view, waiting is not patience. It is a silent form of surrender. It is choosing comfort over challenge, hesitation over courage, and fear over faith. When we say someday, we unknowingly push our dreams further away. That someday becomes a hiding place, a shield from failure, but also a wall against growth. And each day we wait, that wall grows thicker, higher, harder to break through. Jack Ma didn't wait for things to be perfect. He took action when conditions were uncertain, when he had no money, no strong connections, and no technical background. What he did have was belief, and more importantly, the courage to begin. That's the difference between dreamers and doers. Dreamers imagine, doers act. Procrastination, he says, is the slow death of potential. It's not loud or dramatic. It's quiet and sneaky. It makes us feel like we're being smart, waiting for a better moment. But in reality, it traps us in a cycle of doubt, excuses, and missed chances. Every time we say, I'll start tomorrow, we lie to ourselves. And when those lies pile up, they turn into regret. Jack Ma teaches us that action creates clarity. You don't need to see the entire staircase to take the first step. Even if your path is unclear, motion brings momentum. Momentum brings learning, and learning brings results. You build confidence by doing, not by planning in your head. Most people think success comes from knowing everything in advance, but Jack Ma flipped that idea upside down. He started Alibaba without knowing much about the internet. He learned along the way. He failed, adjusted, and tried again. That mindset of jumping in, of doing it now, made all the difference. And this principle doesn't apply to business alone. It's true for life. Whether it's starting a fitness journey, launching a project, fixing a relationship, learning a skill, the sooner you begin, the sooner you grow. The world doesn't wait for you. Opportunities don't stay parked forever. The clock is ticking, and the longer you hesitate, the more you lose. Not just time, but energy, motivation, even belief. There's another side to waiting that Jack Ma warns about. You start accepting good enough. You settle. The fire inside dims. You tell yourself stories like, maybe it wasn't meant to be, or it's too late now. But the truth is, it's not too late. It's just that you're too late to act. In the real world, action beats inaction every single time. It's better to fail moving forward than to succeed by standing still. Because even your failures teach you something. But waiting? Waiting teaches you nothing except how to wait longer. This is why Jack Ma tells young people again and again, don't wait for someone to come and show you the way. Don't wait for conditions to be perfect. Don't wait for fear to disappear. Move, start, begin, today, right now. Because the people who win in life aren't the ones who are the smartest or the luckiest. They're the ones who refuse to wait. Jack Ma strongly believes that perfection is not the starting point. Learning is. Too many people never begin because they believe they need everything figured out before they take their first step. They think success requires a flawless plan, full knowledge, and ideal conditions. But Jack Ma's journey proves the opposite. You grow into greatness. You don't begin with it. When he founded Alibaba, Jack Ma had no background in technology, no programming skills, and no business empire, but he had the willingness to learn. He had the humility to ask questions. And most importantly, he had the patience to embrace failure not as an end, but as a teacher. He reminds us that no one starts out knowing everything. The successful ones are not the ones who waited until they were ready. They're the ones who were willing to look foolish, to stumble, to fall, and still get back up. The world rewards action, not perfection. It rewards those who dare to move forward even when the path is uncertain. Perfection, as he sees it, is an illusion, a mask we use to cover fear. We say we're not ready, but often what we really mean is, I'm afraid to fail. But failure, in Jack Ma's philosophy, is a necessary ingredient in success. It is through failing that we learn. Through mistakes, we evolve. Every misstep becomes a step forward if we keep walking. Jack Ma once said, if you don't give up, you still have a chance. That chance doesn't come from waiting. It comes from trying, falling, adjusting, and trying again. Life, according to him, is a constant cycle of learning, adapting, and moving. Not a single entrepreneur, artist, athlete, or leader reached their peak without first passing through the valley of imperfection. Growth is messy, progress is uncomfortable, and those who make peace with discomfort are the ones who move ahead. Waiting for the perfect time is like waiting for all the traffic lights to turn green before leaving your house. It will never happen. Conditions will never be ideal. You'll never feel 100% ready. And if you keep waiting, life will pass you by. The people who started with less, who knew less, who failed more, will move ahead of you. Not because they were better, but because they were braver. Jack Ma teaches that action creates answers. Many times, we don't even know what we don't know until we begin. The questions, the challenges, the clarity, all of it comes through movement. You can read books, attend seminars, and make plans. But real learning begins the moment you take action. And as you move, you adapt. The market changes. The world changes. You change. What worked yesterday may not work tomorrow, and that's okay. The key is to stay in motion. Stagnation is the enemy of evolution. If you fall, you don't stop. You learn why you fell and adjust your steps. People often fear looking foolish or making mistakes. But in Jack Ma's view, the greater failure is never trying. The greatest risk is not taking any risk at all. Every master was once a beginner who took that risk, who dared to be bad before they got good. Jack Ma's life is a living example of learning on the go. He started Alibaba with a team that knew very little about business. They figured it out as they went along. They made hundreds of mistakes, but they kept going. And with every step, they learned. With every failure, they adapted. With every challenge, they became stronger. And this mindset applies beyond entrepreneurship. Whether you're starting a career, building a relationship, developing a skill, or chasing a dream, the principle remains the same. Start now. Learn as you go. Don't wait to be perfect. You will be criticized. You will make mistakes. But if you keep moving, if you keep learning, if you keep adjusting, you will grow. And that growth is far more powerful than perfection. Perfection is static. Growth is dynamic. And Jack Ma always chose growth. So here's the truth that Jack Ma lived, breathed, and taught the world. Don't wait for tomorrow because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Don't wait to be perfect because perfection doesn't exist. Success begins not when you know everything, but when you're ready to learn everything by doing. Start now. Start small, but start. Take action. Learn from failure. Adapt through challenges and never stop moving. Because the people who achieve greatness in this world aren't the ones who were the smartest or the most prepared. They are the ones who said, I may not be perfect, but I'm ready to begin, and they began.